welcome back to Catapult, and today we will be talking about mercy petition. Recently, mercy petition is what we have heard in the news because our president, Ms. Draupadi Murmu, has denied the mercy petition of a convicted Pakistani national who has been sentenced to death row for undertaking a terrorist attack on the Red Fort in the year 2000. It is in the light of this that we are delving into the background and the development of mercy petition provisions in India. In India, mercy petition is a formal plea, a last constitutional resort given by a convicted person to seek mercy from either the President of India or the Governor of any state. The Constitution of India provides for clemency powers for both presidents and governors under Article 72 of the Constitution for the President and under Article 161 for governors. The clemency powers have been codified. The clemency powers have been incorporated into the Constitution of India, keeping in mind a very significant fundamental right, the right to life, which has been embodied in Article 21 of the Indian Constitution. Therefore, it is in this background that every prisoner, even if convicted, has a right to life. That is, the provisions of clemency have come into play. The philosophy behind incorporation of such clemency powers in the Constitution is that no judicial system is infallible to errors, and therefore the clemency powers act as a corrective measure, as a last resort for convicted prisoners. This becomes more significant for convicted persons sentenced to death or life imprisonment. In India, there is no statutory provision that lays down the procedure for filing a mercy petition. The mercy petitions, by way of practice, are first received by the Secretariat of the President, which are then handed over to the Ministry of Home Affairs for their comments and recommendation. It is a very pertinent question as to whether judicial review can be undertaken on the decision by the President over these mercy petitions. Very significant judicial pronouncements like the Kehar Singh versus the Union of India lays down that judicial review over the decision of the President on mercy petition is very limited. The grounds of such judicial review are that the decision on mercy petition has been undertaken without application of mind, with malified intention, or without taking into consideration relevant materials. However, the grounds for filing a mercy petition also is unclear due to a lack of statutory provisions. However, the judicially recognized grounds for filing a mercy petition are that of health, mental and physical fitness, and the financial conditions of the family, keeping in mind whether the convicted person is the sole breadwinner for the family or not. Now let's proceed to discussing the various types of clemency powers that can be exercised by the President or the Governor. These are majorly of 5 types. Firstly, the pardon. A pardon, if granted, absolves the convicted person of any crime committed, and therefore it would be as such that the crime was never committed in the first place, and all of its effects would also be erased. The second power of clemency is the power of commutation, where a larger and harsher sentence gets reduced to a smaller or a less harsh sentence. For example, a sentence of life imprisonment can be reduced to a sentence for the period of 14 years of imprisonment. The third type of clemency powers is the power of remission. That is, when the sentence itself is reduced without changing the nature. That is, a sentence for 14 years of rigorous imprisonment would be reduced to, let's say, 7 years of rigorous imprisonment only. The fourth type of clemency powers is that of a reprieve, where the execution of the sentence itself is temporarily delayed, usually for a short period of time. This is directly connected to the fifth type of clemency powers, which is called respite, where the execution of the sentence itself is again delayed, but for a longer time, usually for reasons connected to health and fitness. Do you think the presence of such clemency powers in India in light of Article 21 of the Constitution is a welcome provision, or is that something that allows convicted persons to escape the repercussions of the crime they have committed? Let me know in the comments as to what you think. Thank you.